That's not shopping. That's not browsing. That's someone trying to sell you something.
There's more nuance to the big box conversation because it's not just that we
Spoken like a
were
true big box salesman.
no, it's actually a huge negative. I'm about to drop like a huge negative that I don't think you really ever realized was a problem in big box. So in big box, right, we have training materials, we have access to manufacturer representatives, we have access to all these lovely things. There's no time to actually consume that information. The vast majority of big box salespeople do their jobs based completely on bias and feel. They more often than not are ill equipped to sell the products that they're supposed to sell, and they revert
That's it.
back to the
Any
things they
industry.
know.
That's any industry. That's not just appliance sales.
Yeah.
That's car sales. That's pen salesman. That's literally everything.
But you go into your average Home Depot and you say, I need a new washer and dryer. I'm buying a new house. If it's an old guy, he's going to show you a top loader. If it's a young person, they might show you a front loader. It's
Yeah.
going to break down on age and experience lines. They're going to show you the thing they understand. If you say, hey, I need a refrigerator, they're going to show you a GE or a Whirlpool. They're not going to take you to a Samsung if they're an older salesperson. If they're a younger salesperson, they're only going to show you LG and Samsung. Like, it's going to come down to their age, their experience, their entire demographic profile is what's going to dictate what you're shown by that salesperson more often than not when you walk into a big box store. And that's really unsettling when you think about how expensive of a purchase you're making, and that's why this whole thing is so important.
It blows my mind like the way that you just described like that out of box process that big box, falls into, but they're still capturing a huge majority of these sales out there when there's small box or even just mom and pop shops out there that have that experience level already. And in many cases, if you walk into one of those stores, you might be talking to the owner or you might be talking to someone that's closely related to him with tons of experience versus someone who's just plugging a hole, because they were hiring for $17 an hour that day. You can literally probably get the same price, if not a little bit better, by going to a mom and pop. I don't know why we're like, as a country, kind of fallen away from that. We go towards the easy button, whenever a better solution's out there.
You want a really crazy story that might just warp that whole perception too? So, I did an experiment during Black Friday, Black November season last year when I was still in retail. And I went on Reddit and I started answering people's appliance questions. Do you know how much I sold in the month of November to customers from Reddit all over the United States?
We had national fulfillment, so yeah, I can
A, I
imagine.
had national fulfillment. That's true. But think about it this way. These people were so lost for anybody that would just give them a straight answer. They were willing to trust a complete random stranger on Reddit
Reddit.
to transact a $30,000, $40,000 kitchen package.
What was your handle? What was
He
your
doesn't
name on
want us to
there?
know what his history is.